Welcome back to Coffee Infused Crypto. Today we have a jam-packed session of a market update. A lot of things happened between yesterday and today, and as we know, the markets are unstable. They don't go to any direction in one straight line. It's always volatile. We have always a lot of updates coming out, and the market can go in any direction at any second. All that we do in technical analysis is trying to tip the orientation into our favor as much as possible. So, but we always have to stay updated, and that's why I am updating you always with those updates. So what happened, if you notice, first of all, if you open any news aggregator and check the news, guys, Fed signals a sharp rate hike, US government moves 1 billion of seized asset, Bitcoin volatility picks up, Bitcoin clinks to 22k, all bearish news all over the place. So what happened actually is the Fed coming out since yesterday, having those speeches saying that they might hike their rate up to 0.5 basis points on the 22nd of March, because what markets were pricing in was around 0.25 basis points, and now they're kind of hinting that they might pick up the pace and hike it another 0.5. So in reaction to that, you can notice yesterday the dollar index did a the dollar did a 1.27% up, tipped into our orange box that we discussed earlier, broke it, and now just look at this, guys. Just found support off of our top of this box and then retested, and now this is a doji candle, which is an indecisive but it's coming out of a bull or a massive pump. So it's kind of resting, because if you notice the RSIs are over 80, so over both territories. So I added this parallel channel to my previous, this was a channel, downward channel. This was a parallel channel sideways. And then now we're starting to form this, after breaking this wedge formation from these two white lines, we started creating this parallel channel. So first target is this area, all right, for the dollar, 105.93. We'll see if this breaks out. This was supported around this area. If this breaks out, I'm looking for a retest to the higher side of this parallel channel, and then we'll see where will that take us from there. So with the dollar pumping, the markets, general markets, if you can see here, this is the weekly. So if you go to the daily, this was yesterday and today on the market. So markets dumped yesterday by 1.55%, traditional markets, and today 0.3% as well. So if we take a wider look, we can see that we retested once this downward broadening wedge and found support off of it, and it's very normal to come back, retest again, and trade against this white line to the downside, as long as we don't break it and get back in the channel. To keep this formation, this inverse head and shoulders descending broadening wedge formation intact, we need to always stay in support with this, or this needs to support us. So the thing here, guys, is the market, it's a lot of pressure on risk on assets on traditional markets based on this. But the way I see it, and the way we're gonna go into Bitcoin and updates on Bitcoin, the way I see it is that it's just like a spring. You're just kind of pressuring the spring, and as soon as this news come and go, FUD, there has always been FUD or fear in the market. By the way, FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and markets hate fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So as soon as clarity comes in, as soon as the market prices in this 0.5 basis point, let's say that at the 22nd of March, the Feds actually ended up hiking by 25, not by 50, while the market's priced in the 50 basis point, you will witness another relief in the markets. So to go in specific in Bitcoin, we were talking yesterday or 2 days back about this green box that we had around here, the support and resistance area, which we were kind of did a good job supporting us for was the first day of this the crash, second day, third day, fourth day, and we started losing this support around this. We lost this, and we're now supported by this red line. So why is this red support here? What does it represent other than being a resistance around this area? When you chart your charts, when you start charting them, you take points of interest, and this was a point of interest for me. If you notice this red line, and I'm moving my cursor back to, if you go back to 20 December of 2020, you can see how it's aligning. This is based on this wick from 2020, and I kept it as a reference. So if you notice, in 2020 Bitcoin was pumping and then did this wick all around, all down to this area, and I kept that as a reference. And here we go. This is supporting us today, this wick from back from 2020. So it's good to see this. But again, any support and any resistance will only hold us for a while before it breaks, and that's normal. Why we are here is to understand where might we be heading, and this is a downward channel, and we started to, on the daily, started to create this lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and go in this downward channel. So to break this trend, once we if we broke here, we have this green support around 21,480, and this is the wick. This is the consolidation while we were going to the upside, the wicks from this part here, and the green line would be our last defense of keeping intact of this current move, which if we broke this, we would start creating a lower high, a lower low from here, and this will shift the market formation on the higher time frames. So this green line is very crucial to keep our formation, to keep our uptrend on the higher time frame. Yes, this is a downtrend on the lower time frame. The market structure is in a downtrend at the moment on the lower time frame. But if we go to a higher time frames, where we will go again very soon, we will see that we are still in a higher or moving to the upside on the higher time frames. So again, this orange box is this green line here. So this is the crucial part where this needs to hold. So this chart we discussed earlier as well, two parallel channels. We broke the first one 2 days ago. We found support of the center of the second parallel channel. The dotted line is the center, and now we lost support from this. Again, the market is in pressure, but the performance, well, if you compare, usually the S&P 500, usually in history, if S&P 500 moves 1%, Bitcoin would usually move 5-6% in any direction, any given direction. They're heavily correlated. So what's happening now is, like yesterday, or yesterday S&P traditional market moved 1.55%, Bitcoin moved around the same, maybe 1% or so, and today like 0.31%. So in total, it's around 2% move in 2 days for the traditional market. While Bitcoin moved, it's 0.8% today to the downside, 0.95%. So yeah, it's like, it's impressive how it is kind of, it's not decoupling, but it is of a less impact on Bitcoin. So this orange line should hold at any cost in order to keep our structure. Again, we don't want to lose and print a lower low from here, or else we'll start a different structure and this one would be invalid, and that's okay. I mean, if we have the image from the greater picture, and this is something we discussed yesterday, so let's get back to it real quick. Yesterday when we had the video of going back in in time, and I'm gonna link it in the top right here. If you haven't watched it, please do. This is very nice, a nice one. We mentioned that the 21 EMA here at the green line, the 21 EMA, and this is the bull and bear market support band. So if we go in a higher perspective, we see that we're still trading above the bull and bear support band. So we're in a bull territory based on this band. And we mentioned that it's okay to come back and retest. By the way, this is the weekly. So it's okay to come back, retest the 21 EMA, and maybe retest this downward support at the moment, which will be at the red line of our band as well. So it's very normal to go back and retest this area. And in order to see exactly where are we today, this was interesting, and I'm gonna go on a higher time frame now to see where we are today exactly. So this is the weekly again, but this is the main chart. So when in doubt, just zoom out, try to understand what's happening now. Where we are now is, again, we're below the bull and bear support band, the bull market support band. We're above it, but we are being suppressed by the 50-week moving average. Notice how it is pushing us to the downside. So we got rejected off of it around here, and the 200 as well, and then it pushed us 1, 2, 3, and now we're retesting this bull market support band. Okay, so again, we're back to this area, which is 21,300 and around $400. So keep that in mind. It's always normal to go back, retest. We still have our structure, and we're still kind of compressed. And you know me, I like to go back in history and look at things and see where have we, or what are the probable scenarios based on history. And here I found two incidents where in 2019 we had this push from we broke the resistance from the local high at the moment, and broke the bull market support band to the upside. And in this area we we were rejected on the first week from the 50 moving average. Second week stayed below it. Third week we retested but closed the week below it, and only on the fourth week we broke it to the upside. So this was one incident where, after being rejected from the 50, we spent 3 weeks, 2 weeks after that, so 3 weeks in total, below the 50. And once we cleared the 50, from the breakout to the top was a 183%. So retesting, getting rejected first time, retesting, and going back up is very healthy. This one was a successful break to the upside. So and again, this is where we are now, rejected 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row, and now we're retesting the base. So if, let's say, we take the bearish scenario and we got rejected by the 50, what might happen? Or in history, what happened back then? So we're gonna go back to 2015. This was us below the bull market support band, June 2015. So we broke the bull market support band, and we broke the resistance back then from the current high. So we broke them around this area, right? And then went up, pushed to all the way towards the 50 moving average here. So at this week, second week, we hit the 50, got rejected off the 50, came back down, and hovered between 50 and the bull market support band. 1, 2, 3, 4, got weaker around the bull market support band and crashed before clearing this area out. So if we got rejected of this and lost the bull market support band, this was the result on this 1 week. 1 week, that was a 38% drop. But again, eventually, at the end of the day, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth weeks, a month and a half later, we cleared this area. A month and a half later, we went back up 156%. So if we want to say, take this into consideration, so let's say from the day we got rejected from the 50 all the way to our full rejection here, we've noticed like in 42 days, which is a month and a half, we lost 47% down. So imagine today Bitcoin loses half of its value in a month and a half. What would you do? This is how volatile the market is. This is how important is to manage your risks. So there's always a chance to having those kind of wicks, those kind of this. If you notice, if we zoom out, this is a scam. This is a very, very big wick on the weekly. So we call it a scam wick. This is to liquidate any long positions or stop loss them out and then move back in a different direction. So taking this into consideration, now I am aware that even if history rhymed with this scenario and lost 47% to the downside in a 40 days, then this what would happen in the next 2 months, 156% to the upside. So now our main battle is this: the bull market support band and the 50-day moving average. So on the weekly, this is our battle at the moment. Once we clear the 50, so this is where we are now, coming back down and wanting to retest the bull market support band, which is the 21 moving EMA, exponential moving average, and the lower one is the 20 simple moving average. Those are at currently at $21,265 and $19,860 respectively. So this area is our battle. We need to be supported around here now. So this is what we need now. We need to be supported around this area at the moment, okay, and attempt to push back up to the 50, which is, by the way, going down as we move forward, okay. So this will keep on going down week after week, and this will keep on going up week after week, and we would be forming this triangular pattern, if you can see here in this. So eventually we will either have to break down or break up. Even if we broke down, we have the support, the white line support, and then we have the ultimate, this white line support. And this I mentioned in a previous video as well in Bitcoin. I will link it up here. I forgot the title. So that's a very good psychology of the markets. This is a very, very important video. So yeah, watch that out as well. So anyways, we still know that we are in this macro view, we are in a very good place. We anticipated this bumpy breakout. We anticipated this. This was our breakout here, the blue line. So we were supposed to be, in my analysis, we were supposed to be trading between in this triangle, and now we're above it. So this is very normal now. We are just trading above it within this range and in the blue zone where we are supposed to be trading in the blue zone, and things just get feisty because this is a blue zone where we get higher and higher and higher every week passes by. So with this being our worst case, the blue line here, and this being our best case scenario, the blue line at the very top. Again, anything is possible. We might wick down and go back up based on any black swan event, any out of the world big event. Just stay safe. We're still on track at the moment. Nothing on the macro scale to panic for, and I'll keep you posted once we hit this, and what would the updates be on the bull market support band. So this is what I'm looking at the moment. Meanwhile, stay safe, stay optimistic, manage your positions, and risk manage your stuff carefully, and we will do a video about risk management in the near future, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, stay safe, have a great night, and see you later. Ciao.